Yeah, welcome to our Press TV. My name is Isaac. Thank you for joining me. And today we're going to England, straight to England. The nominees are out. Coach of the season. Uh, Nominees are out for Young Player of the Season and uh, Best Player of the Season. Um, I'll take my vote on these three nominations categories, and I'll start with the Coach of the Season. The nominations are Mikel Arteta from Arsenal, Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, uh, Pep Guardiola, Man City, Ariola, Bournemouth, and Unai Emery, Aston Villa. You know, on this list, man, there are very exciting coaches on this list, which are included in these nominees. And my take is, this is one of those, man, one of those categories where it always goes down to who wins the league, you know, and which we are left in with two games, and which still boils down to uh, who's going to take a league between Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola, and it's one of those, man. I think Adoni Ariola from Bournemouth did very well this season. He the way where he the way he you know got to the team and and stamped authority and gave Bournemouth a balance. The likes of Solanke stepped up and they were and banging goals. And I think it's on 15 or 16 goals if I'm not mistaken. And Bournemouth beat United, back-to-back games, and it's just one of those, man. Unfortunate categories where it will boils down to who will win the league. And congratulations again for to Mikel to not to Mikel, I mean to Unai Emery for making a nomination in this category because I think and I believe he's one of the good coaches in the world, one of the best coaches in the world. He proved himself multiple of occasions when he was in Villarreal and when he was in Sevilla. He did very good job, and when he was in at Arsenal also he did very good job. And for me, it doesn't surprise me on his second stint in not second stint on a second season in in Aston Villa, and he's now marching on to play in the Champions League. And for me, it's no difference to what will uh, Tottenham make in winning all their games. Aston Villa are going straight to the Champions League, and after a very long time, they will compete in the Champions League, and kudos to him, man. And if uh, this category doesn't boil down to who wins the league, I think for me, I'll definitely vote for Unai Emery. It's not easy. He he really didn't compile a team of players where he really wanted his personnel, but I think he found his personnel where Steven Gerrard, assembled, and he took from there, and he knows how to use other players, and he 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 really stamped his authority and his philosophy around these players, and it really paid off to him, and I believe he did really good job. And for me, and according to me, is my manager of the season. If I were to give awards, I think he was going to make it, but unfortunately, it boils down to who wins the league, and on this occasion, it will go down to Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola, and I really like Pep Guardiola, but Mikel Arteta also did put a great team from last season where people were saying they bottled a league, which I think they did on the last 5 games. They really lost games they were not supposed to, and this season they learned from last season and they're taking that lesson and uh, they are in a great contention to win the league, and they're in the number one in a league table. But Man City are 1 point behind them, and and one point behind them, and one game behind them. Man, we know Man City, man. I don't think there's any pressure on them, and I don't think they'll let this race just in Arsenal hands. They'll take full responsibility and go on and challenge the league title until till the end, you know. And for me, this category, man, will boil down to Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola, and let's see who takes the league. And for just my honorary, mention, I think honorary Unai Emery, really put a great shift this season, and it's one of those, man. And I think maybe he'll be honored somehow from any publications, just for him to be congratulated for his work well done this season with Aston Villa, because I really think he's marching on to to the Champions League. No matter how the result goes, and he's playing against Liverpool on Saturday, I think. So it's one of those games he might win also, and I think he's the one that also, if Arsenal doesn't go on and win the league, he he is very responsible, because he made he beat Arsenal 2-0. So I think he really deserves it, but he really deserves it, to be nominated, and I think to win it also. But it's one of those, man. And now moving right along, man, we have a category where I think many are still in dispute to who should be nominated to, and who's not you know really fancied to be nominated in a young best player of the season, man. Because people say the likes of Haaland, Foden, and Bukayo Saka are the regular season campaigners, and they've been there, and they've been nominated before, and some won it, and they really say we should, put this denomination to the fairly newcomers, on the block, and they really want Cole Palmer, Isaac, Kobe Maino, and Saliba to go and really compete for it. But another thing, stats doesn't lie. Stats doesn't really lie, and it's those players who's like have raised their hands all season, and they really put some work behind, in training, and improving their game, man. And match day, they go and really fight for their team, And for me, if I pick my vote, I'll pick Cole Palmer, mainly because he's in a team where they're struggling, and the boy is banging goals, man, game in, game out. He's carrying a team, and also he's playing, out left in the field, upper left in the field, and he's carrying the team this season. He got a hat trick against Man United, and a follow-on fixture. I don't remember quite frankly what team they played against, and he went on and got a hat trick. And he's behind. He's 19 goals, bang 19 goals, and he's behind Haaland. And Haaland is a machine, and he's also nominated on this category. Erling Haaland. And Haaland, obviously, I think he'll get the Golden Boot. I think he scoring 4 goals against Wolves wrapped it up for him, and gives him that comfortable in that spot, to go and bang more in these two fixtures they are left on, and I think he'll fairly take the Golden Boot. But in this case, I cast my vote for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer should take this Young Player of the Season. He's been exceptional. He's carried Chelsea until this end, and I hope maybe he'll continue buying goals to carry Chelsea to a European competition. It's either maybe they're going to Europe or the Conference League, but I really hope he really go play for go and play for Europe. No matter where they qualify for, but he really deserves it, and I think he really stood up for Chelsea, and I really, you know, think he should, walk home with this award. And again, we have player of the season. Oh, before moving to player of the season, I want to give an honorary mention to Kobe Mino. Youngster made his debut for England this season, and he played very well. And I think he deserves an honorary mention. And I think he also is on the team where he's not really, taking inspiration for anybody on the team. He's just a boy, 18-year old, or 10, 19. He turned 19 just a couple of weeks ago. I think he's someone who really stepped in and showed his maturity on the game and really stepped up in that Manchester United shirt. And I think going forward, he's going to be an exceptional player. And I just hope he's picked for coming Euro, just to be on a stage where I think his career will be enhanced, pushed through the limit, and also be surrounded by players who are very good, in quality, in maturity, and I think he'll be molded very well in that England team if he's selected. So I was just mentioning him because I think he really did well this season, and he deserves it, man. And I think uh, to Man United, I think this is a player you should honor also this season, and he raised his hand and he really did very well. And moving right along to player of the season, player of the season we still have a player like Isaac also who is nominated in Young Best Player of the Season. We still have Eden Haaland on that list. We still have Foden on that list. We have also Martin Odegaard, who had exceptional season also, and Virgil van Dijk, whom I believe he just a nomination because of the number of games he played, and but I don't really feel this nomination. I don't really know exactly why he's nominated for, but I'll focus to whom I will cast my vote on. And there are two players also on this list. I think I fancy one. Isaac also. Isaac really stood up and raised his hand. He really failed. He did fairly well this season. He banged goals. He really gave defenders run for their money. And I think he's the next player to look out for next season and the seasons ahead. And to be fairly, if he plays for Newcastle next season, I think the next season, the other season coming, he will not play for Newcastle. I think big teams, so-called big teams will look for his services, whether in La Liga, whether in Premier League. I think he'll be one of the players to look out for. He's a really talented young lad, and I think he'll go and represent himself very well in those top teams, and he's really stamping out his authority in the Premier League on his second season, and I think he's doing very well. And shout out to Eddie Howe for how he managed to put on this team behind and to support the likes of Isaac to go and flourish, and to whom I cast my vote on. I'll definitely put my vote on this player of the season to definitely Phil Foden for me. He's been exceptional. He's been a thorn to many teams. He played that role. Everybody was always yearning him to play, which has been central and has been exceptional. And I think he's on his 15th goal league of the season and many assists this season. I think for me he really like stood out for that Man City team. He really carried them when Elen Haaland was not there, out in injury, when Kevin De Bruyne was not there, when he was out in injury, and also from the help of Rodri. I think he really balanced the ball very well with the likes of Bernardo Silva. But this boy, he really, raised his hand this season and he did very well. So I think, and I believe he should be, the player of the season, definitely. So